Are you learning French and super confused about how you write French and how you read French? It's completely normal. That's because we have so many silent letters. Today, I'm here to help. We are talking about the nasal sounds. We have 3 nasal sounds in French. On, en, and un. We call them nasal sounds simply because they are produced in the area of the nose. That means that there is a base sound which is made nasal by making the sound travel from the front of the mouth to the back of the throat and up the nose. Let me show you an example. Let's start with the sound on, as in maison or bonbon. The base sound of on is o. O is made in the front of the mouth. Now, if I make that sound travel from the front of the mouth to the back of the throat and up my nose, that will produce the sound on. Let me show you. Pay attention to my throat and see it swell as I say on. Oh, 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 oh. Now, I started with sound on because it's the simplest. That's because we have only 2 spellings for the sound on. It can be written on, like breton, chiffon, or om, like ombre, pompe. There is a very simple explanation for that on to be written om. That is because of the Mbappé rule. You must know the Mbappé rule. If you don't, let me explain it to you. In front of the letters M, B, and P, an N becomes a M. That's for pretty much 99% of the words in French. That is why ON will be written OM if it's followed by a M, B, or P. And that's why ombre or pompe is written this way. That is the Mbappé rule. Yes, like the famous football player. Now let's move on to something a little more complicated, and that is the sound en. The base sound of en is a. A. So you open your mouth wide and you make the sound travel from the front of the mouth through the back of the mouth and up the nose. Again, I will show you. Look closely. My throat will change. Ah, on. Now, on can be written in 4 ways. A-N, as in manteau. I-N, as in enfant. Or A-M, as in ambulance. Or I-M, as in emmener. Now, in reality, you only have 2 spellings, E-N and A-N. And because of that rule of MBP that I told you about just before, E-N will become E-M if it's followed by a M-B or P, like emmener, and A-N will become A-N if it's followed by M-B or P. Now, I said that en can be written E-N. But if there's an I before that E-N spelling, it won't sound en but un. For example, chien, bien, mien, vient. Another rule for E-N sounding en is all the verbs finishing with ent in the third person plural will never be sounded en. It is always silent, like ils dansent, elles aiment, ils chantent, elles cuisinent. And lastly, we have un. Un, the base sound of un is E. So I invite you to make a E sound, but make it nasal and go in the back of your throat and up your nose again. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, my throat is slightly retracted and also my bottom jaw goes like almost a little bit at the back and then up. Also, your belly is involved. So place a hand on your belly, and for all these nasal sounds, feel your belly moving as well. Un, on, en. Un can be in or im. That again will follow the MBP rule. Like matin, 20, 15. Or timbre, impoli, grimpe. Now, it can be written AIN or AIM, again following that MBP rule. Train or essaim. It can be written UN or UM, like brun or parfum. It can be written EIN, like peinture or ceinture. And lastly, it can be written YM or YN, again following that MBP rule, like lymph or lynx. Last rule about those nasal is if it's followed by a vowel, it's not going to be a nasal, like piano, menu, copine, tomate. I hope this video was useful to you. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, I strongly suggest that you do, because I give heaps of tips, and if you're learning French, this is the place to go. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, don't forget, connaître le français, c'est bien, le parler, c'est mieux.